Around the world, rivers are not only considered strategic natural resources, they have become more or less international symbols of trade, diplomacy, and tourism. The world's renowned rivers such as River Ganges in Varanasi in India, the Bosphorus River, an iconic symbol that defines Turkey, its Asian and European neighbors.
The River Gambia and the Gambia are so synonymous that the names can interchange easily. I don't know which is named after the other, but I believe it's the Gambia because the river was here and before Gambia was established as a state. So the river and the Gambia are synonymous. One and the same is our lifeblood, like the Nile is the lifeblood for Egypt. Rain-fed agriculture is not predictable. You have to have some other form of irrigation, like from the river or even from the groundwater. But this is all geared towards feeding the nation.
Coming down home, the River Nile, to the subject at hand, the River Gambia, taking its source from the fabled village of Hore Dimba in the Fouta Djallon Plateau in Guinea. The river has become an immanent natural feature that binds the nation and the people on the other hand.
From east to west, or from west to east, that means from Banjul to Patoto, Koina, you see, nearly half of the river is salty during the dry season. And some of that have, like the Fonyis, the Combos, the Nyomis, and the Baribus, are permanently salty throughout the year. But in the Jaras, especially the lower Jara West to Jara East, to the Nyaminas and the Sanjals areas, those are fresh during part of the year. That means when the River Gambia has received a lot of runoff from Fouta Djallon, Senegal, and Guinea-Bissau and Gambia, the salt is pushed down below those points up to somewhere around Tenda Bar. So those areas during September, October, they have fresh water and they grow rice using the river water. But if you go above Dankunku up to Kuntaur and beyond, then the river begins to be fresh most of the year. And beyond Kuntaur, going all the way to Koina, it is fresh permanently. You see, so this fresh part can be used during the dry season for irrigation, because then we don't have rainfall runoff. But during the wet season and the dry season, if you can grow two crops, depending on the river for the dry season crop, then the river is very useful. And I must hasten to add that even the salty area of the river, with the intervention of agriculture, with the Ministry of Agriculture, they have been constructing dikes. These dikes prevent the salt water from going into the rice fields, because during the drought years, the salty water tends to encroach into the rice growing area. But now with the intervention of the Ministry of Agriculture in projects like NEMA, LADEP, PWAM, FASTDEP, many other projects, government has concentrated its efforts so that this western half can also grow rice. And I must also add that the salty area of the river doesn't mean it is a disadvantage to us. There are other advantages, like in Dasilame and even in the Fonyis, people have used the salty water to produce salt. We have seen it in Kaulak and other places. They use the river salt water to produce salt and send it to Mali. So our river should not be seen as a disadvantage on where it is salty. So for the Gambia, the river is very good.
Today, most, if not all, Gambians know the strategic importance of the river to the economy. While agriculture and fishing are undoubtedly taking its toll on the river, many people are of the belief that the potential of this God-endowed resource is not fully tapped.
This part of from Kuntauru coming towards Sankulekunda is all fresh water, and then the land there can be tidally irrigated. Then after Sankulekunda, Makati going towards Bansang to Basse, that is pump. But let me just make this simple separation. The reason why I am interested in tidal and pump is in relation to the river, as you said. We have fresh water, and then we can use it either to tidally irrigate our fields, or we can use pump. Now, as you know, Jahali Pachar and part of the Nyamina, we have tidal irrigation schemes, which is very close to 3,000 hectares. All this, we are making it possible to farm by doing tidal irrigation. The Pachar is about 1,200 hectares. Jahali is about 1,000. Nyamina, you are talking of very close to 100 hectares. All this is tidal. Now you go further to Sankulekunda and the others, about 363 hectares are there that are pumped. All this, we are using the same river water. So it's not the bank that will determine whether you use tidal or pump. But whatever it is true that we have a lot of land that we can irrigate, either using the pump or using tidal. In fact, the forecast for us to feed ourselves is about 15,000 hectares. 15,000 hectares we can simply get even only in CRR, not talking about CRR North or South. Only in CRR we can get 15,000 hectares. Simple. We are not talking about Basse, we are not talking about other regions. So it is a possibility. All what it calls for is all hands must be on deck for us to attain this Vision 2016, which is a reality. So whether come rain or sunshine, we will have to be there, and we should be there. So that is why using this river, we can definitely attain this food self-sufficiency the President is calling for.
Around the countryside, farmers and fisherfolk try their level best to tap from the river. If it is not an all year-round agricultural undertaking, fisherfolk take their canoes to the river to fish.
Yeah, the river is very important to us. Yes, because we depend on this river because of we make fishing. We fish here, and we get income here, and our shelters, we get it here. We are very lucky because during the dry season, we have fresh water, unlike the Combos, because the river, the ozone is salty. But during the dry season and the rainy season, we experience fresh water. But later, we experience salt water. To serve as what? It means of transportation, fishing. Because of fishing, we survive. Without the fishing, and we fish and export it to the other countries.
Do you think without the river there is Gambia?
No. Because this fishing, through agriculture, we use the river. We use the river irrigations and others.
Over the years, President Jammeh Babili Mansah's ambitious agricultural productivity has given hope to many. Through the vast agricultural fields cleared across the length and breadth of the country, farming has become more or less a passionate and fun-filled exercise.
This river is very, very important and very vital to us because it is through this river we are able to produce. As of now, every woman you see in the CRR South is cultivating a lot of land. There is vigorous cultivation going on, both these people and then this Vision 2016 fields. The river source, the water where all of us rely on this river. So the source of water comes from this river through the Daworo. It goes to the various fields. From here up to Pachar, up to Flabantang, going up to Tefaen, all is supplied by the same river. Everybody you go, you see had a plot where he cultivates his rice. And then at the end of the day, go now and see everybody is cultivating, people are cultivating, and then we are expecting a bumper harvest. They will harvest their produce, and then they will eat what we grow. And then thank God, and then this is the river that is giving us that water.
Not only in the hinterland, institutions such as the Gambia Ports Authority are trying to capitalize on the increasing demand for river transport. Though not in large scale as expected, ferries are deployed on a daily basis to transport people from one end to the other.
River transport is very important. Every day we generate revenue here from passengers and the vehicles. As you can see here is a fresh water. You know, the river is not rough, and a lot of people are using to cross there every day. Usual daily is good. It has no pollution and it's easier. For us, we make money every day.
The dam they are building, is for electric purpose. Sambangalo Dam, you know about it. So that is one. Two, we are talking of transportation using the river. This is also a possibility. And then the beauty is it is going to be bulk transportation, because what a boat can carry, there isn't one truck that can carry all that at a go. So you see, bulk transportation is possible using the river, which is going to be fantastic. Goods will reach specific locations at time and then in huge quantity. So that is possibility. The fishing we are talking of is also another area. So the potentials of the river can never. Tourism, is another thing, because tourists will be amazed to come and see, Six Johnson. Also the hippos, the friendliness of the hippos to the people, all those kind of things. So we have a lot of things that we can definitely tap from this river.
All these are potential areas that can be tapped by the people of the sub-region. In fact, not only limiting to those 3 areas that you have mentioned, but also we have the opportunity of developing hydroelectric power. All these are potential areas, but it can only be effected, in my opinion, working on putting Africa to be one, working on putting the sub-region together to be one. What is most paramount for me, in my opinion, is that every African should be aware of the potential strength that lies in numbers, that lies in being cooperated as a community. The more united we are, the greater the opportunity to tap all the potentials therein connected. As long as this is not obtained, it will be difficult to maximally utilize the potentials that we have in the River Gambia. Okay? So that is calling for people to be aware, people to appreciate. In the recent past, the good thing about it is that there are existing policies of government in the Gambia that is giving the due attention that the River Gambia potentials require. These are the policies in agriculture, the policies in fisheries, and so on. So that come the full implementation of those policies and getting them in the right perspective that government wants to, it will naturally bring about an increment in the benefits of the River Gambia to the people, and it will contribute more to the socio-economic development of the Gambia. It will expose the people to tap the potentials of the river in larger volumes than they are now. So I am sure in the medium term, a lot of benefits can be reaped from the River Gambia, counting on all these concentrations of government policies in agriculture, in communication, and as well as in fisheries. River communication can be improved. Already there is an existing policy, there is an existing target of government in self-sufficiency in food production. All right, that food production is not only concentrated, limited to the production of crops, but as well as incorporating the component on fisheries. So that is the good thing, and that is an opportunity we have as a nation.
With huge swathes of land cleared and more are expected to be cleared in the coming months or years, certainly the role of the River Gambia towards the agricultural productions designed to provide food self-sufficiency leaves no room for doubt.